rock's defenses are as solid as they come. We'll have to thread the needle if we want to make it through unscathed.
Welcome. This is personal computer gameplay, presenting another U-boat mission. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the show. Also, thanks Deepwater Studio and Playway for the ongoing support. I hope to be posting more content in the not-too-distant future. Thanks for watching. Best of luck.
Welcome and welcome back to U-boat. Today we've got a bit of a mission ahead of us. We've got to pass through the Strait of Gibraltar, which is not... it's easier said than done. I've watched a few guys that have put the content out for this particular mission, and believe you me, it's not that simple. This is what they would call a bottleneck. Everything has to pass through here. And it's not for the faint-hearted. This crew I've got now, it's like they've been building up for this. I've got all the technology I need, I've got all the gear, all the crew, I've got probably six sea wolves, and all the rest are fully rested, and you don't want these guys stressing out through the Gibraltar there, because if they give away your position, you're asking for trouble. So today, our mission, if we choose to accept it, which we have done, is we're going to go for the main run to the Mediterranean. And I think we're going to restyle a boat for the Mediterranean when we get there. If we get there. I have actually gone through the strait quite a few times, but every single time I go through here it's always a fairly close call. And I've watched some if you YouTube the actual the content on the Strait of Gibraltar, you will this particular on this particular chapter of the game. Sorry, I just had to reset my waypoints. Now, you'll soon see. Passage through the Strait of Gibraltar. I've seen a lot of content on this particular chapter of this game, and or this particular mission, and none of them really show they do it justice. And hopefully today I will be, because it's a clever little game you're playing going through here. You've got to hide sometimes, you've got a motor, a full flank other times, you've got to get oxygen throughout, and you've got a mile of destroyers coming in and out, and freight ships. And what do? Do you sink a few on the way through? Hey, if you want to, but got to be very careful, because from memory there is deep water there, but along the side there it is very shallow and you've got nowhere to hide. So today hopefully I'm going to do this mission some justice and show how it actually is, and maybe get into the gameplay that comes with it. And that's something that I haven't really seen on YouTube yet. I've seen guys go through it, make a big joke out of it. And hey, if you want to make a joke out of it, but you didn't really film the actual going through, it was like you botched your way through, and I'm going to try and do it the proper way today, and I hope you enjoy the show. So here we go.
risen to the surface.
I'm using...
15 meters.
Oh,
Captain, we've risen to the surface.
oh, that's about right. I'm using a dive schedule at the moment. I don't really need to, but I find it's actually very good with planes. It's a 50-50 whether you get spotted by a plane coming up to this point. There is actually aircraft hanging around this area.
Captain, we've risen to the surface.
Captain, we're at periscope depth, ready for surface observations. Captain, we've risen
Coming
to the surface.
in now.
Change course.
Now, last time I did this, I didn't actually, I thought I was just going to go straight on through. That's a convoy.
Set a course
I'm
to
going to
these
try and
coordinates.
avoid these guys. So I'm going to come this way. See, as you can see, it's getting very shallow around the edges here. You've got to stay in the main bulk of the water to really make it through here. But I'm going to get it down to its around maybe a couple of 100 kilometers, maybe down to about 50, 60 before the actual entrance here, and then I'm just going to go snorkel it as far as I can.
Captain, we've risen to the surface. Contrail, bearing 35 degrees.
Right, we've got two. We're just going to go down to...
Crash dive.
We're a well-oiled machine. Let's show the enemy what a U-boat can do.
Let's save this because I really could have shot down that plane.
Will do, Captain.
Crash
Will
dive.
do, Captain.
Take it down, take it down. Full speed.
Flank ahead. Man the radio room.
Aye, aye. I'll take care of it.
Depth control.
Switch to electric motors.
Right, we're going down full speed. As fast as possible. Hopefully the plane hasn't really locked on us.
25 meters. Report sent.
I could use some help over here. Will do, Captain. 45 meters.
Not very deep here.
Alarm canceled. Hatches are no longer required to be closed.
Current depth, 65 meters.
We don't really want the planes or anything seeing us because I'm not too sure if this is
80 meters.
actual behavior, but the NPC behavior or the AI behavior, that if they do spot you, do they send out destroyers looking for you? You know, it's basically that's what you would do, isn't it? You'd contact your main headquarters and they'd be coming out looking for you on the bearing you were having a listen. So them not spotting me is sort of imperative to me actually trying to get a clean run. Now I've been underwater for a while.
Periscope depth.
We're going to snorkel it from here on in.
Change course. 85 meters.
This is not probably not the way we're going to go through. I'm just setting it up on a basic bearing at this stage. While we're
50
doing
meters.
this and getting it back up to snorkel depth, just want to quickly, I just completed this one here, the North Labrador Retriever weather station in the top part of Canada here. I just completed this one and to come down here to the Mediterranean, and it was fairly straightforward. There is actually, once you set up the guys on the shore,
10 meters.
you want to submerge that boat, and you want to have it within two kilometers of the drop-off point, because I did find 2.5 maybe that the destroyers come right on through after you've actually set up that weather station. So you want to submerge, keep the boat submerged with the snorkel up throughout the whole operation, to be honest with you. I know it's only random, but yeah, they would have caught me, so just something to keep in mind. But I didn't film it. It's only like, it probably takes 25 minutes, 30 minutes to do the whole thing, and it's pretty straightforward.
Contrail, bearing 125 degrees. Alarm! Aircraft in
It's
sight,
go time,
bearing
boys.
100 degrees.
Let's sink some ships.
Because we're submerged, I don't believe that aircraft can actually see us. I can't see the snorkel anywhere. Contact lost.
Man the radio room.
Report set. Torpedo in
A lot of aircraft around here. We've got plenty of fuel, so snorkeling the whole way is not a silly idea. We've got
We've been notified by a friendly vessel of a possible target within our vicinity.
not really worried about those again. Closing in. That means destroyers keep driving on through this area. They keep pushing through here, so you do not want to muck around here. You don't want to be under, like, waiting for a large period of time underwater either. You want to keep on moving, because otherwise you will run out of oxygen and there will be a problem later on. So I think they're hitting, it's 80 plus. I've got nothing to worry about that. These ones are closing in. Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Alarm! Aircraft approaching
We're well
head on,
oiled
bearing
machine. Let's show
225
the enemy
degrees.
what a U-boat can do.
I still don't believe that this aircraft can actually see us with the snorkel. Can't see the snorkel. They've had to be pretty good eyes to see that snorkel. Very visible. Without the snorkel, I don't know how you do this mission, because you've got to stay underwater for a long period of time to achieve what you need to go through here without getting totally smashed over by destroyers.
Alarm canceled.
We've reached the Gibraltar Strait. I hope we can make it through.
Okay, I think it's time we save this, just in case. $20 to $30, $20 to $30, and yeah, so I'm gonna wait till it's about 10. It's a clear day, so they've got visibility on their side, they've got planes coming through left, right and center, and so we're going to be struggling if we have to surface the boat. In fact, I'm just going to wait for a little bit longer. 10, 20, 20. This one here doesn't seem to be a problem, so I'm going to keep on going until it's about 10.
Bearing 310 degrees.
Another plane, you say?
Alarm! Aircraft approaching
Remember
head
your
on.
training,
Bearing
everyone.
310
Stay
degrees.
calm and focused.
Yeah, absolutely deadly. These planes will be totally bombarding. The sub I have is the actual Mark II of the actual C, and it does have a very good anti-aircraft sort of capabilities, but I don't know, I don't think I would want to risk it going through here. Right, so we're at 10 directly ahead of us, and so I can do an all stop,
All engines stop.
and then I want to
Dive to 230 meters. Switch to electric motors.
silent running.
Silent running. Blue lights. Alarm cancel. 25 meters.
45 meters.
Oh, it's actually very deep here.
Dive to 255 meters. 90 meters.
Maybe we should head for the shallows a little bit so we can at least use the
110 meters.
ocean floor as a bit of a way of
130 meters.
avoidance, because we're right in their path right here.
Current up. 170 meters.
In fact,
190 meters.
what's the depth here?
Give me a current eco sounder reading.
The seabed is at least 150 meters below the keel, Captain. Depth measurement
20, 20, 20, and
250 meters.
let's... I'm starting to think that we're in the deep water, so I might have to make those corrections
Give me
now.
a current eco sounder reading.
depth under keel is 1.6
Yeah,
meters.
so that's past our actual...
Change course. Full ahead. Maximum safe depth. 245 meters. 215 meters.
There are 20, 20, and 10.
Dive to 100 meters.
We're going to take it up to...
Dive to 35 meters. 175 meters.
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
shallow waters, right? Let's get a sounding on that.
Ready for surface observations. Give me a current eco sounder reading. The seabed is at least 150 meters below the keel, Captain. Depth measurement is inconclusive.
Right, we're still in deeper water than what we know, so that's good. We're going to come in on the shallower
Change course.
side of things. Yeah, we're going to actually... These boats may...
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're going to do a zigzag. We're going to go across and then through this way, I'm thinking. That means we're further away from the particular port and the airport as well. That's 5, so they're coming in. Whoa. Yep, close, close. fact, we better off going up to the top here,
Change course.
because I'm thinking that if we're going to have to pick our times.
50 degrees. Dead slow ahead. Give me a current eco sounder reading. Seabed is at least 150 meters below the keel.
Snorkel
Captain.
down.
Depth measurement was incorrect. Switch to electric motors.
3.
Maximum safe depth. Current depth 30 meters. 70 meters.
Current depth, 100 meters.
Launch decoy.
125 meters.
145 meters.
165 meters.
200 meters.
Change course.
We're going to go through this particular way. The point of coming over this side, which normally I'd never do this, but it's deep, and that's what we sort of want,
Give me a current eco sounder
is
reading.
that
200 meters.
because it is so deep,
Fine.
it's giving us that opportunity to stay out of the main traffic area, you know, the main sort of commute that everything sort of takes. We don't want these boats going over the top of us, you know, they will hear you, you know. If we can have a few kilometers away from them at all times, that's the way to do it.
Change course.
No, this way, and then that way.
Set a course to these coordinates.
And it looks like they're all over here, so it's looking good. They're moving in this way. We're going to have to suddenly stop in a moment. We'll stop.
All engines stop.
Let's try and get them past.
Current depth, 190 meters.
Waiting. We can't compress time too much at this stage, and we are sitting very deep.
Give me a current eco sounder reading.
Depth under keel is 14 meters.
We are actually at optimum depth right now. We can hide at the ocean, on the ocean floor.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Let's go.
Slow ahead.
We're going to test our speed now.
195 meters.
Yeah,
Full
we can
ahead.
increase speed. Fact,
200 meters.
the closest is 5 kilometers. 5, 5, 5. Right, so that's looking good for that.
Change course.
We're going to have to change tack soon, because something will come in here. As they say, sod's law. So we're going to go as far as we can before we start to hear something coming our way, and then we're going to have to change tack, change our bearings.
200 meters.
But But at this stage it's looking fairly smooth run through. I have come through here, and believe you me, if you want the fear of getting... I've had them rolling over the top of the U-boat, and they're looking for me hard out, and
205 meters.
the water's deep, you know. There's no sort of sitting on the ocean floor unless you're right up close to the edge there, and you know, you've got to play it the other way where you're in the deep water, and the sharks are circling you.
Alarm canceled.
Let's go flank.
Flank ahead.
Right. We're through.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Just like that. That has got to be one of the smoothest actual runs I've had through there. And I'm glad I filmed it. Well, you know. Now I'm going to take it up to periscope.
Periscope down.
Snorkel up.
Current up, 185 meters.
And we're going to lower the speed slightly
130 meters.
to get on the recharge.
105 meters. 65 meters. Captain, we're at periscope depth, ready for surface operations.
Even if we can use a snorkel for a short amount of time, you know, just to get that air in here and charge up the batteries, doesn't really need it. We haven't really taxed the boat at all getting through there. We were lucky. It was timing and finding a gap, waiting for a certain amount of time there was the key. If I'd just kept on rocketing through as fast as I could, I do believe they would have heard me. I would have run straight into them. So that's a good thing anyway. Good one over and done with.
Terminate silent running. Return to normal operations.
Affirmative. Turn on the gyro compass. Night lights.
Let's get him on the radio.
Man the radio room.
Report sent.
Right, here we go. And actually the good thing is there's the airport there too.
Can't believe we made it through. We were so close to getting caught by the British, but our luck held out.
You better believe it. That's because you got a nice skipper there, mate. Right. Coming through. And
Time for a break. Time
Oh.
for a break.
oh, they're all exhausted. Right, let's turn direct orders off.
Target position reached.
We can almost surface the boat. In fact, possibly do that right now. Let's do a quick save on that anyway, because I don't want to mess this up on the way up to the new flotilla or new port.
Set a course to these coordinates. Blow the tanks.
Current depth, 10 meters.
It's actually very deep water here, 2 miles deep, so
Captain, we've risen to the surface. Turn on the pump. Half ahead.
okay, just like that. So I'm just waiting for a bit of a recharge. In fact, I can
Full
put
ahead.
that back up to there.
Set a course to these coordinates.
should do for now. Not a problem. That was just too easy. Even on the hard difficulty, I was expecting a bit of a fight going through there. I've actually loaded up the torpedoes. I've got a bunch of T5s and I was actually going to utilise those to get through just by sending those out to create a bit of a diversion, perhaps something like that. But I've actually got 6 T5s and the rest are all a mixture of T1s and T3s fats, which are pretty much my favourite torpedo at this present time.
I need some help here.
Obviously apart from the T5s, but
New orders have just come through from headquarters.
right, got some news for one of the crew. Oh, he's cooking. Quick yarn with him.
There is a message from the flotilla about your parents. Your dad has recovered from his illness.
That's great to hear. I was really worried about him. I can't wait to read the message. Thank you, Captain.
He hasn't changed into his uniform yet. I'll have to fix that immediately. Right. I like to keep them all sort of in the same. There he goes. Now he's in his own. He's right in the rock. Correct. It's just easier for me to spot who's doing what and what's going on with the crew. In fact, I don't even think I've done the main officers properly yet, but the main crew, as you can see, they've all got looks like something out of Batman, the actual original Batman TV show, the Joker's men. But here we go, let's speed it on up.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Oh, I don't think I could take the boats through that way, but I'll have to get them closer than that.
We're in shallow waters, Captain. Ship masts. Large group. Bearing 320 degrees.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Well, I think I've actually got to take it in there.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Oh, the Mediterranean, beautiful, absolutely breathtaking. Right, how am I going to get the boat in here? This is ridiculous.
Change course. Set a course to these
Try and
coordinates.
park this thing in here. Just going to have to play it by ear, slow the boat down.
set a course to these coordinates. Change course.
Right, I'm going to slow the boat right down for this particular part.
Half ahead. Slow ahead.
Slow ahead, slow ahead. That's the last thing I want to do is smash into the side of the dock on the way in. That is totally ridiculous. In fact, I'm going to save it now and just test this out, just in case, because I've had this before where you go in there offshore of yourself and end up smashing the boat to smithereens on the way in. It's looking good. Oh no, not too bad. Right. Let's just take it to that part. Right.
Dead slow ahead.
Dead slow.
Captain, we've reached our target.
Hallelujah. Right. Huh. Oh well, thanks so much for watching, and I'll put on the end score and show you what's going on with that, and I hope your Strait of Gibraltar was just as smooth as that, to be honest. I have never gone through there and had it so easily done, and usually like I said earlier, usually I struggle going through there myself, but that was just too easy. I must have learned a thing on it too on the last couple of times, so thanks so much for watching, and yeah, I'll put you on to the final credits there, and thanks again, and like if you like and don't if you don't. It's up to you. Thanks so much, and see you later.